not lined up in start order. This is what we call a drama order. Just laughing at Matthew Denny there from Australia, enjoying the introduction. This is Brian Williams of the USA. This is his first global final. And it is also the first global final for Connor Bell from New Zealand. A little bit of drama he was involved in qualification. I will tell you about that soon. National champion of Germany, Henrik Janssen. This is also his debut World Championship final. Okay, the next 9 are all the same 9 competitors who were in the final 12 last year. Matthew Denny of Australia, this is his 3rd World Championship final. And so it is too for Travis Smykel of Jamaica. Applauding himself, he knows what it takes to perform well on the global stage. Aegis Gutsush as well from Lithuania. 2 Lithuanians. This is a good event for them. See that world ranking of number 4. This is the man who has got his hands on a global medal previously. Frederick Dackers of Jamaica. That was 4 years ago in Doha. Now Alex Rose, I think he's rehearsed that. He's doing some great things for Samoan athletics. National record holder in both the discus and the hammer. Lucas Vikinga, the Olympic Games bronze medalist. He goes for Austria. And this young man, he was the youngest ever finalist last year. And he got his hands on a silver medal. Nicholas Alekna, the 2nd of the Lithuanian athletes to progress to this final. What about this guy? He's made so many finals. Daniel Stahl of Sweden, the reigning Olympic champion. But it was this man, the youngest ever world champion last year in Oregon, the world leader, the championship record holder, Christian Che of Slovenia. There's been lots and lots of ups and downs, people sneaking ahead of each other in various Diamond League competitions and the Continental Tour competitions. It really was a changing of the guards when Christian Che won that title last year, and the youngster, just 19 years of age last year, and Nicholas Alekna got on that global podium. There were a lot of men, Discus, Gutsush, Daniel Stahl, they'll all have been looking over their shoulder over the last few years thinking, you know what are these youngsters going to do? Well, they arrived last year and they're still here. But some are some of the main guards of this event. Average age actually worth mentioning is 27, 28 years of age of the 12 finalists. But Nicholas Alekna and Christian Che are absolutely ripping up those average ages, 20 and 24 respectively. So it is Vikinga who's got the men's World Championship final. Off to a cracking start there. Speed that implement leaves his hands, it's absolutely astonishing. Vikinga has gone out to 63 meters at 57. Andreas Gutsush then, world champion 6 years ago. Just see he's got a little bit of strap in, it's almost something of nothing there on his left ankle. That one does look slightly further to the naked eye. So he's just having a look after his implement. You do hear some almighty roars when some of these men really like the feel of the throw as it leaves. And there we go, 65.95. Well, that is one of the furthest throws that we've seen so far in this World Championships. There was only 3 men who threw that sort of distance in qualification. And in fact, it was the exact same figures as this man, Christian Che, threw in that qualification round 2 days ago, 65.95. What can Che do in his opener? Well, the crowd liked that one. And I almost thought that Che just batted that away and he didn't like it. But that will take the lead. That is the closest we've seen out of the 3 competitors so far to that 70-meter line. Well, he puts his hand up, he acknowledges the crowd, and that is 68.31. Well, he gives himself a clap, because that is 2 meters in excess of what any of these men could achieve 2 days ago. Conditions, of course, really playing their part with how far these men can get that implement. It's all about aerodynamics. I like a little bit of a headwind as Discus starts his World Championship campaign. And other than that big throw from Che, it really does look like around about 65 meters is going to be the benchmark in the first round for many of these athletes. $65.74 for Discus. Well, I do think it's astonishing that 9 of the 12 men from the Oregon World Championships have also found themselves in the final of this one. Current form says a lot, doesn't it? I should hasten to add, of course, it is only 12 months since our last World Championships, not the normal 2 years. As Brian Williams from the USA starts his campaign, the only man from the United States of America to make this final. I think he was saying, I just let go of that a little bit early. These men like to keep that discus in their hand as long as they can. It gives them an opportunity to really get some power off the ground and also generate that power through the discus. That one went out to 62 meters 68. Henrik Janssen of Germany, the only German athlete on the male side to make this discus final. The women's final will be tomorrow, and there's 3 German women who's qualified for that one. Well, Henrik Janssen just taking his time. There is some action going on the track. We've got the women's 100 meters semi-finals, so he's just given them enough respect that they deserve, and also just giving himself enough respect to not rush his throw. Of course, all 12 men guaranteed 3 throws. And the best at the end of the 3rd round, the top 8 will advance with a further 3. Well, a real deliberate wind up there for Janssen. Starting off the throw very slowly, and these athletes look to build momentum And Janssen gone out to 62.97. That puts him 5th of the 6 men who's attempted the first round. Well, what about this man? Daniel Stahl. Must admit, even being a track athlete, I've really looked up to this man over the years. He's such a character. I've really enjoyed some of his performances and his celebrations as much as the performances. But he'd be disappointed with that one. Yeah, he said it didn't get much lift. It was very, very low, wasn't it? Yeah, facial expressions always say so much in the throws events. He has gone out to 63.01. That puts him in 5th position of the 7 thus far. Travis Schmeichel, World Championship finalist multiple times. Got his hands on a medal in the Commonwealth Games previously. Representing Jamaica. Jamaica, they're so good across so many events these days. Track and field really, really growing in stature. And you can just see that one went all the way out to the left-hand side. And he just decided to walk out of the front of the circle. He said, yeah, don't bother measuring that one. Just hit the netting. Well, that was just an early release from him. I always think it must be so difficult, really getting your radar in. You do the wind-up, and I think I would obviously find it very, very difficult to even know what direction my body was facing. Am I facing the cage? Am I facing the stadium and the crowd, or am I actually facing onto the grass? So even the top throwers do find the technicalities tough sometimes. As Mikolos Alekna starts his round 1. That fantastic World Championship silver last year. You see he's got the abbreviation of the MY on his bib. He doesn't just have Alekna, because his older brother, 2 years his senior, just 22 years of age himself, was also competing. He didn't advance to this final, but he has thrown 67 meters on his best day. So the Alekna family, absolute heroes of this event. His father, the double Olympic champion, the 2nd best thrower of all time. Well, Alex Rose of Samoa, I really like this athlete. And we talked about a few throwers just really falling short and not getting that discus up into the air. We talked about the nil wind. And Alex Rose, you could see that. He's just saying, I'm not having that measured. Save your effort. You just see that cross around against his first round attempt. Well, all of a sudden, we're on to thrower number 11. It's Matthew Denny of Australia. He was dancing, he was enjoying himself when they were getting introduced. How was he going to go? His 3rd time in the World Championship final. And off to a good start, I would say. Solid, if not spectacular. But it certainly looks in advance of 65 meters, I would say. Let's have a look. If I've got my eye in, if I'm anywhere near what the electronic measuring device says. Well, he's put his thumb up. 66 meters 39. Denny goes into 2nd position. Well, great to see Connor Bell from New Zealand in this final. I did allude that there was a little bit of drama in qualification. Just taking a moment to visualize what he's about to do. Bell did qualify originally in 13th position, but Simon Pettersson's throw that did get him into the final, originally in 10th position. There was a little bit of people having a look at it, and it was deemed retrospectively a foul. It was deemed, the officials were asked to look at it again. They did think that he put his foot on the front of the circle. That opened the door for Connor Bell to advance to this final. He was upgraded from 13th to 12th, and how happy he was about that. 63.23. That's the 7th farthest throw of the 12 men from round 1. So they will be concentrating on themselves as well as what it takes to advance. Discus, what has he done in his second round? Well, there's certainly not ecstatic about how far that discus has advanced down the field. But I can tell you, it's just coming up on my system. It is an improvement. He's at another 21 centimetres, 66.16. So they will be concentrating on themselves as well as what it takes to advance. Discus, what has he done in his second round? Well, there's certainly not ecstatic about how far that discus has advanced down the field. But I can tell you, it's just coming up on my system. It is an improvement. He's at another 21 centimetres, 66.16. Discus, what can he do in the third? Well, he managed to hold it back, didn't he? He managed to control all of that power, all of that speed. He was half a step or so away from the front of the circle. Gave himself space to be able to take that front step back. I think he'll be interested in this one. He went out to 65.74 in the first. That's further. Indeed it is. 66.72. Discus is in third position, halfway through the third round. Brian Williams flying the flag from the US. Well, he looks up to the sky there. He really put that discus very high, and he put it out to the left-hand side. It came out of the sector. Well, that is a shame for Brian Williams. That is his third round throw, and he was already in 9th position. He needs 63 metres 80. Something he can do, and he has thrown almost 5 metres further than that this year. Oh, well, what a shame for Schmeichel of Jamaica. He really has been proving his worth over the last few years. 31 years of age now. Oh, and he'll leave Budapest absolutely devastated. Okay, Alex Rose, it's now or never in this men's discus throw final, and he lands one. Well, good to see Alex Rose get one out, get a mark on the board, but he isn't going to advance to the top 8. Yeah, 61-69. Well, no athlete ever wants to go away. Well, Matthew Denny has come out hot in this men's discus throw final. 66-39, which was occupying the second position at the end of round one. Then a couple of massive throws, but they were fouls, and that one, has he landed it? Well, it's gone a long way, and I see the white flag. Matthew Denny, could you have got yourself up there in a medal position? Well, I certainly think he has. It looks much further than 67.08 to the naked eye. Let's have a look. Well, look at that. That's pure relief from Denny. 68-24.
I was looking for it. I found it.
National record nonetheless. I was just about to say it's a personal best. What a time to produce a lifetime best. The furthest ever by any Australian athlete. Wow, Matthew Denny. Michaelos Alekna, the first time in this competition that he has not been in a podium position, but he likes it. Round 4 is producing all the big throws. Well, I think that could be 69 metres. High 68s, if not into the 69s. I think Daniel Stahl's 69.37 is okay. I think Christian Che's 69.27 is still okay. But Matthew Denny's 68.24, that is vulnerable. And 68.85 for Alekna. Weishide Inga still in 7th position. Himself and Janssen weren't part of that lucky 4th round. They didn't get a big throw out. How much Weishide would love to. He has got himself medals at global championships before, and that one looked better to me. Well, he allows himself a little bit of emotion. He'd need 66 metres at 16 to progress into 6th position. And it is better for him, 65.54, but he stays in 7th. He got that huge one out, didn't he? After a couple of throws that really, really promised so much. This is it then. These are our 3 World Championship medalists. Alekna will go down in history already, being the youngest ever medalist. Well, now he's a 2-time World Championship medalist. But he'll want more. Well, not the big roar this time. But it's another great throw for Alekna. Michaelos Alekna will walk away from Budapest with a bronze medal. Just giving Christian Che a quick fist pump. .68.07 for Alekna. So it was his 2nd best throw of the evening. In fact, it equals his 2nd best 3 times in advance of 68 metres. Okay, crunch time for the reigning world champion. Christian Che needs 69.37 or else he's gonna lose his crown. The big yell, the big cheer! I think he's done it! Oh, drama in the final stages of the men's discus throw. Well, look where the officials are measuring that throw, right on the 70-metre line. Christian Che rises to the occasion. He's seen the distance before we have. The crowd are aware of it. Christian Che catapults himself back to the top of the leaderboard, right in the death of this competition. I've seen it now, 70 meters and 2 centimeters. What a performer. So all the drama, all the feels as Daniel Stahl enters the circle. The final throw of this 2023 World Athletics Discus Final. It could not be more dramatic. Look at the medals. There they are. Here he goes. Here's the wind-up. There's the release. There's the throw. Oh, and it's huge! Daniel Stahl produces the biggest throw of the evening. I've got goosebumps. 30 degrees heat in the National Athletics Centre. And I've got goosebumps on my arms. Daniel Stahl responds. Daniel Stahl, the world champion once again. Well, tears, I'm doing my best to hold them back. That was Kaiser Bergqvist, former world champion and Olympic champion high jumper for Sweden. Well, Sweden have certainly had some greats, particularly in the field events, Kaiser Bergqvist being one of them. But Daniel Stahl, he has cemented his name in discus history. 71 meters 46, the farthest throw we've ever seen in the 19 editions of the World Athletics Championships. Well, you've got to feel for this guy, Christian Che. He couldn't do much more, could he? Opened with 68.31, 69.27 in the third, 70.02 to catapult Stahl in the sixth, and he was 1 minute away from being the double world champion. Well, that men's discus throw promised so much. And boy, did it deliver. I did a bit of prep work coming into this competition. Oh, what a brilliant medal, I've got to say again, for Mikolas Aleknas. 68.85, 20 years of age. And remember, the average age of these men in this discus final is 27, 28. Well, the statistics between Stahl and Che, they've competed against each other so many times. This is now the 23rd time. And it was 17-14 to Stahl. 18-14 now, and there's the instant medal. Really allows you to take it in, make you believe, you know what, it's true, it's not a dream, I don't have to pinch myself, I've got the medal to prove it. And we are seeing three of the men, the greatest throwers of all time. They've absolutely obliterated all sorts of records. Alekna, double global medalist at 20 years of age. Never been seen before at that age. Che winning the title last year, the youngest world champion ever. And Stahl, he just doesn't know when he's beaten, does he? And I love his celebration. This is an emotional one for Stahl. We've seen cartwheels in the past. There's no acrobatics this evening. Just pure joy and emotion. Well, here comes the smiles. This is where these performers really just let their hair down. All the drama in that 6th round. Wow, that was a discus throw for the ages. And this is the photograph that every photographer wants. This will be front page on many of those national newspapers tomorrow morning. It'll be all over social media. It'll be up there instantly. 3 great men. The current best men in the world, and I've got to say, the future with Che. And Alekna for some years to come, I'm sure. Well, here is confirmation of the final standings. Look at that, championship record, 71 meters 46. 70.02 for Christian Che. He takes away a silver. And Makalos Alekna, 68.85 in 3rd. And congratulations to Matthew Denny. National record, not much more you can do. 68.24 in 4th position.